Low disk space. When we content creators see this notification, it's a disaster. The footage gets bigger and bigger in size once the quality increases, and when we want to stay consistent and create frequently, our drives get full insanely fast. But we can balance everything and pick some external drives that have a lot of space and good prices, and also on some of them we can even edit our videos. I will share with you my experience with external drives as a content creator. I tested many of them and I managed in time to balance the speed, the quality, the durability, and of course the price. Let's see how I use and how I choose some super fast SSDs and some classic hard disk drives. I have here a Lacy, a Western Digital, a Samsung T7 and an enclosure from Asus with a Samsung M2 inside. First, I want to share with you how I use them. If I have a huge project and I can't keep it on my 1TB MacBook Pro, I have all the files on an external SSD. After I finish the project, I will move everything to my archive. For this, I use classic external hard disk drives. Also, nobody sponsors this video. I bought these external drives with my own money and I use them daily, and I will add affiliate links in the description down below. If you click on my links, you're not going to pay anything extra, but I will earn a small commission and this will help me to keep sponsors away from this channel. Thank you. Most of the time when I need super speed, I use my Asus A1 enclosure with a Samsung Evo 970 Plus inside. This enclosure is full metal and extremely rugged. It feels like you could throw this under the bus and nothing bad would happen to it. Being all metal, it also acts like a heatsink. We can install the M2 drive by removing this metal plate that has 4 screws. Also, this has a rubber seal and on the back plate we have a thermal pad installed. It's super easy to install the M2, just insert it and twist this safety. Tighten the screws and that's it. And the USB-C connection is strong and stable. Now, why do I choose this option? The entire system is crazy fast and I can edit flawlessly keeping the files on this M2. I will add some specifications on the screen for every drive and a result for a speed test that I did, but I honestly don't care too much about the specifications and numbers. I am more interested in a real-life experience with them. And also keep in mind that the speed depends also on your laptop or PC ports and the cable quality. I recommend always using the original cable that comes with the drive. Compared to having the files on my laptop, with the A1 enclosure I can edit at around 95–99% of the flow. The entire system is insanely rugged and safe if I need to travel. And if something happens with the port of this thing, my data is protected on the M2. I just need to install it on another device and use my files. But most importantly, the speed is crazy good. I edited huge projects with files that are 4K 120 FPS. I edited for hours and days and I had no problem. This is my main SSD when it comes to editing. The second one is my Samsung T7. I also have the T5, but it's a little bit old. And I also tested the new T9. I edited on a T9 a huge project and everything works perfectly. That's a great SSD, but I don't personally own one. I worked with it and it's great. But if you want something cheaper and reliable, the T7 is a great choice. Also full metal, not as rugged as the enclosure, but metal, super small and lightweight, and the port is pretty solid. I use this thing when I need a secondary SSD. Yes, I can edit having the files directly on it. It's not the same thing as the Asus A1, but I can edit pretty well. Compared with keeping the files on my laptop, with the T7 the flow is around 75–80%. What I don't like about this one, if something happens with the port, I need to go with it to a professional to recover my data. So that's uncomfortable. Of course, something bad can happen with the M2 that's inside the enclosure also, but I feel like I eliminate the risk of the broken port. I'm always scared with this aspect with my external drives. Most of the time I try to use my Asus A1 with an Evo 970 Plus inside and use the T7 as an extension in case it's necessary. And now after I finish a project, I have two options and I do this most of the time. If I have a project that I think I will use again soon, I will archive it to my Lazy. This is a 4TB lazy USB-C external hard drive. It's too slow to edit having the files on it compared with an SSD, but to archive, it's great. This is also metal, but not as strong as the SSDs, but has this rubber protection. Because of this, if I know that I will use it often to transfer some B-roll or I need to travel with some archived projects, I prefer to keep the files on this one. Or another one like this, I have many of them. I feel safe to archive files on this and also have them with me when I travel or move them every day and use them a lot, but these are expensive. And to solve this, for a long time I have used this Western Digital 5TB hard drive. This is plastic, it feels more fragile compared with this 3, but it's okay. The port is USB 3, this port that I always hated. And I need to connect this to my adapter to USB-A type or buy a good cable that has this plug and a USB-C. I never had problems with these hard drives. 90% of the time I use them only in the studio, transfer my files, handle them carefully and keep them on a shelf. The best thing about them, it's the price. 119 for 5TB, it's a great deal. The only thing you need to do is to be careful with the port and try not to drop them or be too harsh with this model. To archive my projects and have them somewhere safe, these are perfect, and you can buy 2 of them for the price of one lazy. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to press the like button and maybe consider subscribing. Thank you. Now I will give you my opinion about all these storage options. If I didn't try all these options and I needed to choose something to edit and have my files on an external drive, clearly I would go with an A1 and an Evo 970 Plus. In my opinion, this is the safest solution, the fastest one, and for editing it's great. I don't think you need something faster than this as a content creator. And to archive my projects, I would go directly with Western Digital. The deal for this capacity is great, and as I told you, I never had problems with it. I will archive and invest in a lazy only if I will travel and move a lot with my archive. But for studio use, I will go with Western Digital for the archive and with lazy for travel if you are in this situation. And the T7 or T9 is great when it comes to small form factor. If you want the smallest and the lightest external drive, these are exceptional but not as fast as this build. Clearly you can have the best external drive and a lot of storage, but to create great videos you need more important gear than just an external drive. I will give you right now a video where I present everything you need if you want to build an unbeatable camera rig for your YouTube studio. With this one you will create easy, fast and comfortable.